Hello, everyone. This is Felicia Bender, the Practical Numerologist, with your numerology forecast for the sixth personal year for August. So, if you are new to numerology, I ask you to please go over to FeliciaBender.com, click on monthly forecast, and there is a calculator there for you to calculate your personal year number. There's also a note in the description box below giving you a very quick, very easy manual way to calculate your personal year, because these forecasts are based on your personal year number, not on your life path number. So those are two entirely different things in numerology. So we just want to make sure you're at the right place at the right time, listening to the correct forecast. So also, I wanted to say just a little sidebar is that those of you who've been watching the forecast, following for the year, know that I've been traveling and I'm on the road right now, and it's hot. So just to let you know, I have the window open, and so far it's been pretty nice, pretty serene, silent. And yet, as soon as someone hits a record button, there's going to be some disaster, some barking dogs, some ambulance going by, some, I don't know, leaf blower, whatever it is. So if that happens, I know you'll forgive me. We're just raw and uncensored here. And and if there are beads of sweat going down my face, you'll also forgive me. If you've been anywhere on the planet, you're right there with me, right? All right. So I just wanted to say you're not crazy if you hear something in the background. All right. With that said, little disclaimer. Now we're off and running on your sixth personal year forecast for August. It is a 5-month for you. So it is a 5 personal month, and this is the month for you to try something new in capital letters, right? NEW. Try something new. So we are closing in on a peak time in your sixth personal year. Next month, September, really is a crescendo in your year where the energy of this responsibility and relationship centered energy of your number 6 reaches its full richness and intensity. And yet, what's going to be happening this month as we lead into that? So we're going to talk about that, of course, needless to say, much more directly with the forecast next month. So what's leading to that in August? So I would say that this is time to be ready for a shakeup. Let's shake it up. Let's just rattle the fence. Right? Okay. So your year has been focused on your home life, on your relationship life. These relationships across the board have been under review for you during this take it or leave it energy. Should I stay or should I go? Or should they stay or should they go? All of those things are really at the foundation, at the core of what is happening for you in this sixth personal year. And so it's interesting, sometimes I neglect and don't emphasize as much. And I'm going to right now, I don't know why it's flying into my mind, but that the 6 is a manifestation energy. 3, 6, and 9, right? That's a code of manifestation. And the 6 as a personal year is very magnetic. I'm hoping that you're doing really well with business, that other things are manifesting for you in that way. And yet I will also always say that even when that is happening, if you have to choose in a 6th personal year between doing, fulfilling your obligations fully, having those responsibilities, and, going off and doing something, I don't know, business related that makes you kind of default on the other, it's going to ask you to tone down the business stuff and to up the volume with your obligations, duties, and responsibilities. Of course, within limits and with modulation, right? That's also what is coming into play in your 6th year is boundaries and healthy and dynamic ways of working of being, not working really. I guess it can be work. Sometimes everyone says relationships are hard work. Well, they can be, and yet they just are asking you to be kind, be caring, be giving, and also not take other people's responsibilities for them, or not abdicate your responsibilities. Always that delicate balance. All right. So August itself brings with it a zing of energy, a jolt of freedom. Hopefully, there is to be some unexpected developments and/or surprises that happen for you in August. I'm excited for you. I want to know what they are. So often the sixth personal year can feel a little bit arduous as you move through those deeper relationship engagements. We often find ourselves faced with higher levels of responsibility that can feel sometimes maybe a little thankless, and yet they are necessary, right? So once again, delicate balance is what I will say whenever the six shows up. And the energy of the sixth personal year is testing you to find your delicate balance in matters related to how you do and how you don't take responsibility. So you'll be involved in making decisions where you offer your love, your support, your container, your listening ear, and you'll need to back off from judging, all right, from controlling that other person or that other situation, judging it and then intervening, right? So because you feel like you know what's best and all of that for somebody else. Those that can really come up even more intensely this month for you to perfect that your engagement process with that. So even though you could possibly make someone else's situation easier or softer or better, right? I'm using the air quotes there for all of those terms. The tendency to meddle and fix things is just not helping the situation. It's not going to fly, and I will guarantee you it is going to blow back in your face. I don't know how many people that I work with in a sixth personal year who will say, I mean, we had the family, my sister got married and I did this and I did that and I did that and I was the maid of honor and I organized this, and then at the end she got pissed off at me because this one thing happened, or she didn't appreciate how I did that, or it wasn't the right, those sorts of things where at the end of the day, after you've done all that stuff and you feel like you're left holding the bag and that no one appreciated anything, those are the things that you're getting to look at and go, maybe I should have asked for more help and support and balance that a little bit more so I didn't feel taken advantage of while I was doing all of that. I hope that makes sense. I hope that was a reasonable illustration. But I do hear a lot of that when I work with clients during a six personal year, some kind of variation on that theme. So also the opting out and relinquishing responsibility isn't the answer either. It is participation with again, loving, supportive boundaries. So in fact, the true test is to allow others to linger, right? And kind of sink or swim in their own stuff without you racing to make it all better. It's part of their learning and their own journey to take responsibility for their actions, choices, reactions, and inactions, okay? And so that could be coming up close and personal right now. And overall, in a sixth personal year, it's also time for you to be reevaluating your relationship with you on all of these realms as well. And if that makes sense, I hope it makes sense. I worked with someone one time who was like, yeah, I'm single, I'm happily single, I don't have children. My family, we're all fine. They live, across the country. I have decent, relationship with them, blah, blah, blah. And as we began to talk, and then she said, well, you know what, though? I've just made some massive changes in the way in which I am self-reliant. I've been doing a lot of work on myself about self-love, self-care, relationships looking at my relationship life and all of that. That can also be coming up if your life is similar to what I just suggested. So it could be a very internal self-caring time as well. So I would also say if you fall more in the conflict avoidant realm, this can be a month that kind of bites you in the rear end. So if you've been detouring around the inevitable might come up for a decision. It's decision time on the inevitable becoming inevitable, the inevitable of the inevitable. So I love that kind of circular inevitability, don't you? So anyway, all I'm saying is that what you've been trying to avoid will come up, and you will need to make a decision. Make a decision. So duty also is the call of your sixth personal year, and yet you must act upon this balanced sense of duty rather than kind of that I'm the enabling, the martyrish employment of duty. I'll quote astrologer Henry Seltzer. He makes this great observation, which I think is worthy of chewing on in the midst of your sixth personal year. And he says this, he says, the savior in you brings out the victim in another. Ooh, I love that quote. I love hate it. I love hate the quote because it's so, yeah, so true. So that could be something you're working with right now as well. So this is your time to meditate on your past. What are the biggest or most repeated, what you want to call it, an error, misstep, default mechanism, way of dealing with things? What is something that you have consistently done in your relationship life when it comes to family, when it comes to love, responsibility? What is the primary issue that drives the entire bus? That is something that's going to come up right now for you to review if you so choose to. Again, lightly and without self-deprecation, to go, these are my blockages. These are my defaults. This is how love presented itself when I was a child. This seems comfortable, but it's not comfortable, right? In my family, I had an alcoholic father who was absent. And so, every relationship that I have pursued, it's with someone who ends up is either an alcoholic and who abandons me or something like that. And you begin to see the patterns and you begin to go, oh, do I really want to play that out again and again and again? Or can I look at it and heal it? This is a perfect healing time for you within these realms of your life, within the love relationship aspect of your life. So focus inward and get real about your own relationship issues with deeper clarity. There will be some dramatic changes right now, and do this with, again, healthy detachment without beating yourself up. No need to do that at all. This exercise is not to annihilate you. It is on the contrary. It is the month to open you to these grand opportunities for some deep, permanent healing, changes, and recognitions around these aspects of your life. So the energy of your the number 5 month, is really exciting because it is magnetically attracted to your personal expectations and desires. Freedom is the guiding light this month, and it's likely that your freedom will be greatly enhanced when you look at those shadows having to do with the relationships and love and partnerships straight in the eye, right? Family stuff, all of it. And where do you want your freedom to reside within that construct, right? It's also likely that the freedom you seek is intimately connected with an ongoing issue or an ongoing obstacle related to your home, family, or a specific relationship that you may be grappling with, struggling with, or, in denial about. Let's just lay it on the line, right? So expect the unexpected around July, excuse me, not July, around August 9th or the 18th. And because of these significant shifts and pivot points happening in August, you're really likely to feel much freer and more able to do things the way that you want to do them. You'll be presented with some off the beaten track opportunities with people and places that are outside of your normal stomping ground. So open to those, say yes this month. Just say yes to invitations, to opportunities, because you never know the one thing, the one person, the one opportunity, the one idea that is going to come to you during those times. All right. And if you are able to travel at all, please make it happen. More than likely, you're aching for a change of scenery, and this would really do wonders for you. It can really energize and clear out some of those cobwebs and resituate some things that are weighing heavily on your mind, body, and spirit. So this is the month to reach out, to connect with others. It's earmarked for fun, for some adventure, and for you to, again, step off that beaten path. It's also encouraging you to reach inside of yourself and to see how you feel about the way that you're involved with your family, with your friends, with your colleagues, and with your intimate relationship life. It's also a great month to reach a realization about yourself that's more than likely an answer to or a comment upon how you love, right? How do you attract, engage with, and sustain love and loving relationships? All right, so that is your forecast for August. Head to FeliciaBender.com. You can find plenty of free resources there, articles, life path information. You can get a numerology chart created for you. There are plenty of other products, courses, services, all numerology related for the numerology geek in you. So if you're really getting interested in numerology, it's a great place to land and get those resources and that information. I'm very much looking forward to meeting with you next month to see what September has in store for you. And a little spoiler alert. Oh, did I tell you? There we go. The ambulance or the police. I think it's the police. All right. Anyway, September is a pivotal month, numerologically speaking. September is this crescendo month. And so I really look forward to digging in much deeper and to see what that might mean for you at this point in your home and relationship focused 6th personal year. The reason I bring this up is because if you are fairly intuitive, if you're tapped in, tuned in, which I think you probably are if you are here listening to this numerology forecast, you're beginning to feel it. You're beginning to feel something happening. So I want to validate that and just give you a framework around that so we can work into what is expanding for you as of September. So in the meantime, have a great month, and I'll see you back here then.